What's up YouTube? It's JB Tech Fanatic and I'm back again with another video. As always, I want to start this video by thanking each of you for joining me. If you have not yet subscribed, I'd be so honored if you consider doing so. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And if you want to know when the latest content is available, don't forget to click that notification bell to on. Today we are back with another video and I'm so excited about this product. I've been waiting for it basically since the S10 Plus. I've been using that device pretty much as my daily driver as well as the Note 9 for quite some time now. And I really wanted to do this video one way, but as I started to use it, I thought that I'm gonna change things up a little bit. And really what I want to try to get across today is the way I feel about the phone and why. And also how we each differ from how we feel about our devices. I'm so thankful that you're here today. I can't wait to get started. Let's do this. All right, so the Note 10 Plus is here and it is beautiful. The unboxing, I'm not gonna get real deep into it. It's just like every other phone. Kind of a plain black box, has some literature in there. They give us the fast charger, which is a 25 watt. Remember, this can do extremely fast charging. They're gonna sell an additional 45 watt charger if you want. And you get AKG USB Type-C headphones. God, that's a mouthful. And that brings me right into it. I'll talk about it briefly. Yes, the headphone jack is gone. I am one of those people that defended that Samsung had the headphone jack. It is what it is. Now, I will say this for those of you that are worried about being able to listen to wired headphones or use a microphone, that is still possible. You of course need a headphone adapter. I recommend the Google branded one. I've tried all the cheap ones that you find on Amazon. They break, they fail, and they sound like garbage. Honestly, with this Google one, I could not tell any difference. So the quality's there for the mic, the quality's there for the headphones. So there's a solution to that. We'll just leave it at that. All right, so I surfed the internet thinking I'm gonna see all these people praising the Note 10 Plus, and they're not. There are some people that like it, but here is why I've decided to basically more or less talk about my thoughts on this product, because I think it's time that we all wake up and realize the beauty in the technology that we are getting. We have gotten so far so fast with technology that we often find up things to complain about. You know, as a YouTuber that wants to do tech review, I find myself actually getting kind of bored, right? Because it does start to feel like the same thing after a while. But here's the truth. What we are seeing today is pure amazement. Truly, close your eyes and really visualize that now in a phone, okay? First of all, the Note 10 Plus is absolutely gorgeous. It's a stunning design and it's beautiful. So, all right, we have a design. We have something that when you hold it in your hands, it makes you feel like you're part of the future. Next, we now have UFS 3.0 storage with a minimum of 256 gigs and 12 gigs of RAM. Now, we can complain about that all we want, but the phones that were at the top of the tier used to have maybe 4 gigs of RAM, and we thought that was awesome. 12 gigs stock on the Note 10. The display is so bright and vivid and beautiful from every angle, but we complain about it. They have made a phone that's 6.8, right? That still fits in your hand because there's almost zero bezels. The notch, they approached the notch in a completely different way than everyone else. They decided to put this little hole punch right dead in the center. Now, can they have the sliding up camera in the back? Absolutely. But here's the thing that we need to remember. Everybody wants something different. Everybody has different taste. The truth here is what makes you happy? When you talk about a phone that gives you everything, this is literally that phone, except for the headphone jack. But again, here's your fix. They didn't take away wired capability. What they did is they gave us the speed to run your business fast and fluid. The transfer speeds to your desktop computer, your laptop, or your tablet are stunning. The S Pen has come so far. It's so full of features. Yes, some of them you'll probably never use. Being able to zoom in on your camera or slide through, really the people that will use those are people that do PowerPoint presentations. Again, more towards the business aspect of it. Let's talk about the price. Now the price, of course, on paper is extremely expensive, but we never really talk about the truth. Well, the truth is that right at launch, Samsung gave us $600 trade-in for this Note 9. That's pretty fair of them, all right? So that cuts this phone in half. In addition to that, they gave us $150 to buy a bunch of other cool stuff. In addition to that, if you pre-ordered before that, you got an additional $50. So we give us $600 plus $200 trade-in. Wow, now you're talking $300-400 for a phone that is by far the best phone ever made. Now that's a bold statement, right? That's best phone ever made. Well, there's the S10 Plus. The S10 Plus is the same phone. Let me tell you, the S10 Plus is an amazing phone, but it is not the same phone. We often mistake similar operating systems as the same thing. 12 gigs of RAM, UFS 3.0 storage. The S10 Plus does not use that. Therefore, you are getting speed that is so much faster, it is obviously noticed. Did they put a 120 hertz screen in this? No, they certainly could have. But what would they come out with next year? We often forget that if a manufacturer gave us everything, what would they come out with next year? Now, I like to trade stocks, okay? I understand the stock market and I understand business. Business is not always the friendly part to the consumer, right? The consumer, you and I, are what makes the business fly. Without us, they don't exist. So when Samsung releases the S10 Plus and it doesn't sell as many units because their television sales are down, well, guess what the shareholders do? They pressure them to come out with new devices, right? Tab S6, can't wait to get my hands on it. We just had the Galaxy Watch Active. Now they're coming out literally months later with the second version of it. That's because they're being pressured by the stock, right? They want to make money. They got to keep coming out with new stuff. But as a consumer, we often get lost in that shuffle. We need to sit back and realize in our hands, we now hold the future. We hold something that is a camcorder, right? For those of you who are older like me, you used to have to carry around something this large to record video. You no longer have to do that. We have a phone that takes such great pictures, we don't have to carry around our DSLR anymore. In addition to that, Samsung now gives us the ability to have pro-grade video recording. Things with the depth sensor, being able to blur out the background in video, right? I'm not saying it's not, but man, when you start adding all this into one device, you start to think, can I honestly look at this phone and with a true heart say it's junk, that Samsung didn't deliver? You can't do it. How can you do it? Best screen on the market, one of the largest batteries on the market. They fixed Samsung's UI. They got rid of the Bixby button, right? You can map it, but you can also shut it off. Okay, there goes your complaint. What has Samsung not done to answer us? I'm asking myself as well as you. Now, in the week and a half that I've used this phone, it's been fast, fun, and fluid. Everything works fast. It doesn't even skip a beat. Now, you could say it's new. How do you know it's gonna last? I don't. I'm not saying that, is it gonna last forever? What I'm saying is that we are all now on almost a 6-month rotation, right? Of course, me as a tech, fanatic, right? Or a YouTuber, I'm not a big channel. I spend tons of money on this stuff to try to bring to my audience my honest views. But the truth is, you shouldn't upgrade your phone every 6 months. Heck, I don't even think you should do it every year. The average consumer would have to work almost 2 weeks 40 hours a week to purchase one of these if, again, you had to pay for it outright. So I say this to you. 1, never buy a phone full price. No reason to. Find a deal. They're always out there. If you get this buy one, get one free through your carrier, that cuts the phone price in half. That's the way I look at it, right? If you can do a trade-in program through Samsung for an old phone that's worth $100 and they'll give you $600, take advantage of it. When they do pre-orders, take advantage of it. So now we're not talking about price anymore. We're talking about just what we want. Well, what we wanted was something that was amazing. So far, I can say that this is amazing. A lot of people out there are saying that it's not better than the S10 Plus. Let me answer that question. The S10 Plus is a great phone, but it is better than the S10 Plus. Don't kid yourself. Now, let's talk about 5G. 5G is something I'm excited about. It's something that I went to CES, I saw everything it's capable of, but I am honestly gonna sit here and tell you today, do not purchase a 5G phone unless money is, everyone's at a different level, right? If you have the finances and it doesn't affect you, sure, grab it. But just generally thinking okay, money-wise, as a normal consumer, it just doesn't make sense. First of all, 5G is not rolled out into many areas, okay? So that's one thing. 2, by the time it is rolled out into all the areas, it's gonna be standard in all the phones and you're not gonna have to pay for it. 3, we don't really have true unlimited because you can give me 1,000 megabyte download speeds, Verizon Wireless, but if you throttle my video to 720p, what in the world do I need those speeds for? Nothing. And if I'm gonna go over my data, I'm certainly ain't gonna take advantage of them. So the 5G thing right now is just for those people that wanna have the 5G on the back. Otherwise, there is truly zero reason. Unless you wanna just go crazy on your bill and let it be $1,000, that's on you. But I'm saying right now, if you're in the market for a phone, you can afford it. The Note 10 Plus so far is the best phone that I have ever held in my hands, period. And I am one of those people, right? Seen my other videos, pretty crazy with this stuff. I buy them all, I've pretty much had them all. Next, the cases. I've got 2 cases. They have also made the best cases that they've made so far. Let me just say, so this flip case normally is just a mess. I love what they did here. First of all, the window is awesome. Second of all, it adds no bulk. They finally rounded it off. It feels nice to hold and it actually protects your phone. It doesn't muffle or, stop your phone call quality. It doesn't affect the flash or the depth sensor on the back. They did a very great job on this year's cases. The next one, I got this blue one here, very protective, but very, very light and small, adds no bulk, but it lifts the screen up so it doesn't touch, it protects the corners, and it gives you much better grip to an already slippery phone. All right, time to get a close-up look, and then of course, we'll talk about all the specs. I'll be as quick as possible. We have the Note 10 Plus, 6.8-inch screen, Quad HD Plus, Dynamic AMOLED, Infinity O display, 3040 by 1440, 498 ppi, HDR10 Plus certified. Of course, it has the all-new S Pen, which is Bluetooth with a 10-hour battery, a pressure level of 4096, and a pen tip diameter of 0.7 mm with an IP68 water certification. Of course, this is a powerful tool, has AR actions, live messages, Samsung Notes, text export, screen off memo, smart select, screen write, translate, Bixby Vision, glance, magnify, pen up, coloring, and AR doodle. This is a great tool. Of course, we have our little 10 megapixel selfie camera cut out in the top middle. Now that's a pretty powerful camera, brings us an aperture of f2.2 with live focus on video and photo, which is truly awesome if you ask me. Flipping over to the back, we have quite a few cameras back here. Starting at the top, we have a 16 megapixel ultra wide camera with an aperture of f2.2. Next one being a 12 megapixel wide angle camera with an aperture of f1.5 mode / f2.4 mode. So then we go on to the third one, which is a 12 megapixel telephoto camera, and that has an aperture of f2.1. And then we have our VGA depth vision camera. Just so you know, this no longer does a heart rate, so you actually have been replaced with a better flash. Of course, we have intelligent features like scene optimizer, shot suggestions, flaw detection, and then all kinds of different camera modes. But the most useful features, I think, are Bixby Vision, 3D scanner, AR emojis fun. Of course, you got your HDR, which is always great to have, especially in this day and age. You have your floating shutter button, motion photos, location tags, and quick launch. Now, they do have a quick measure app that is absolutely awesome. You literally can use this to take measurements and distance, and it actually works really well. But those powerful cameras on the back can do a lot. 4K UHD video at 60 frames a second, all the way down to 720p at 30 frames per second. What I find really cool here is that we have the super slow motion back. At a full 720p, you get a staggering 960 FPS, and then you have a basic or 1080p video support, slow motion at 240 frames per second, which is awesome also. Then they brought back hyperlapse, which we have at a full 1080p video. And then other useful things to know is, of course, super steady, HDR10 plus recording, the zoom in mic, which I'm still playing with to see how great that is, VDIS, which means video digital image stabilization, digital zoom up to 10x, and then of course I was talking about that Pro Flash, so that's a high CRL LED flash with tracking autofocus. And then of course you can take full 9.1 megapixel photos while recording at 4K UHD. Then you have playback zoom as well as location tags. Now, overall performance, of course, with a 4300 milliamp battery, you get great screen on time. Now we're talking about fast wireless charging. Now I have the adapter that comes in the box here. What you'll notice first thing is that this will be a USB Type-C to USB Type-C adapter. These are the AKG headphones, which also use a USB Type-C. So we've talked about it, but you're gonna get up to a 45 watt charger if you want to purchase it, but more or less you should be able to charge this thing in about an hour flat. That's awesome with such a massive battery. Now, a few things that I really like that a lot of people don't talk about is that they put some killer capabilities as far as Wi-Fi goes. So we have the 802.11 in A, B, G, N, AC, and AX that has full MIMO support, and you can now have a full 1.2 gig download and upload speed. That is absolutely phenomenal for a phone. You still have, of course, NFC, and then of course, full GPS, and the latest and greatest Bluetooth version 5. And then we have the 7 nanometer 64-bit octa-core processor at a 2.8 gigahertz maximum clock speed, which is awesome. Now you can get a 12 gigs of RAM, comes in either version of the 10 Plus, but you could choose to have 256 gigs of storage or 512, which of course can be expanded with an SD card, a micro SD card up to 1 terabyte, which gives you a massive amount of storage. All right, so moving on to audio. Now we know that this has Dolby Atmos. We have, the speakers on top and bottom. I don't really believe that Dolby Atmos is real on a phone like that. However, it does sound great. Now, with the Type-C plug, it does have a hybrid canal type 2-way dynamic unit, and it has ultra high quality audio playback. So it has the UHQ 32-bit and DSD64/128 support, or PCM up to 32 bits, DSD, DSD64/128. So you're talking great audio. And then the formats covered are MP3, M4A, 3GA, AAC, OGG, OGA, WAV, WMA, AMR, and AWB. Now I'll list the rest so I don't have to go through all of that there. Video playback formats. Now these are pretty much crucial to a lot of you. MP4, M4V, 3GP, 3G2, WMV, ASF, AVI, FLV, MKV, and WEBM. And then of course you have TV connection with wireless, SmartView, screen mirroring, excuse me, at 1080p at 30 frames per second. That's great. Or wired, supports display ports over USB Type-C, supports video out when connecting via HDMI adapter to a display port 4K UHD at 60 frames per second. All in all, with a full IP68 water certification. And lastly, of course, we have the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, which I am happy to say, I don't know why, but works much better than it did in the S10 Plus, at least for me. You have still Samsung Pay, which is near and dear to my heart. Now, just very quickly, this is the Note 9. Just wanted to give you guys, sorry about the fingerprints, but you can kind of see how they've just utilized space a little better. The overall build, you know, believe it or not, to me does feel different. This feels a little bit more pointy, the Note 9 to me. They did a better job of rounding out the edges, but again, the Note 9 is still a great phone. But in case you were wondering here, let's get out of this. And there you go, that's all the specs. All right, well, that pretty much sums up basically my first thoughts on the Note 10 Plus. Remember, I really do these videos not so much to praise an individual company. I want to be someone that helps others find stuff that brings them joy. When I do a video like this, I'm sure comes off to a lot of people like I'm being paid to do this, but it's not the case. I think what's happening with me, if you guys don't know, I'm very ill. I have a very bad illness. I started YouTube to help people. I just feel sometimes when you don't know how long life is gonna be and you stop taking things for granted, sometimes we have to stand back and smell the roses, if you will. Look at what we have. And I feel that we're in a world that we're so spoiled by things that we forget the beauty that they bring. The technology that we have today is so amazing. And I feel like we have forgotten how amazing it is looking for the latest and the next latest and greatest tech. But so far, the Note 10 Plus has brought me joy. It has brought me excitement, which I haven't had that genuine excitement over a phone in a while. And I think that it would you too, if you so choose to pick this as your device. I in no way want to be the channel that says you have to buy this, or if you buy that, that's junk. That's not me. This is your hard-earned money and I want you to be happy. And honestly, nothing makes me more happy than to hear that one of you enjoys their product, that they have a great experience with their product. And if it's the Note 10, great. If it's not the Note 10, great. It's your life and I'm here just to tell you about things that I like. As always, I want to remind you that I do YouTube for you and you only. I am here for you any way I can. If you have questions or comments, please reach me in the comments section. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at JBTechFanatic. I want you guys to really just take it to heart. Life is so short. Love your family. Love your neighbors. Never let technology take away from human interaction. Never let it take away to the time that you have with your family. Be there for each other. The world is a sick and twisted place, and the only people that can change it is you and I. Go out today and do a small act of kindness for someone. You know, the smallest act can change someone's day so dramatically. Sometimes it just amazes me how much we can change. I want to say thank you so much, invite you one last time to hit that subscribe button. Please don't forget to mash that thumbs up if you like this video, and please don't forget to reach out in the comments and tell me what you think of the Note 10 Plus. I can't wait to talk to you in the comments section and see you in the next video. And until then, I'm JB Tech Fanatic and I'm out. Peace.